I know I promised my next Baki video would be how strong is Hanma, but it's taking a little longer than expected to finish, and the recent Bakido chapters are looking good for our boy Jack, meaning my favourite character may be getting this redemption we've all been waiting for. Let's discuss that, but first make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more Baki content. Now let's begin. In chapter 105 we had Sukune destroying some other sumo trash again, and some discussion about Yujiro's susness, including an alien reference which was cool, and perhaps we'll be getting an alien invasion arc at some point in the future. Alien Hanma, who knows? However, when you think about it a little bit, the Hanma family are pretty much aliens anyway. Then the final panel of that chapter, the hypest part, the moment we've all been waiting for, the return of Jack. I believe the last time we saw him in the manga was with his fight against Motobe, which was around the middle of the first Bakido manga, and since then we've finished that manga and now are over 100 chapters into Bakido 2018, so it's been a while since we've seen Jack, and based on the conversation which I'll talk about soon, we do get implications there's been a little bit of a time skip. So now on to chapter 106, which shows our beefy boy. Look at how thick those arms are and how wide he looks in this panel. Man has been doing some special training with perhaps some extra special juice. But that's not all, he has acquired something new. A brand new set of teeth, but much different to all of his previous ones. I'll talk about that shortly. He's now going to see the old man as Baki characters tend to do when preparing for fights. When he's questioned about his size, he responds with this: maybe it's the Hanma blood. This is either in a joking manner, as we know how he grew in previous arcs thanks to the almighty juice, but maybe he's developed into a more pure Hanma, perhaps allowing him to unleash some special back in the future. But a reminder, Yujiro did say this in the past about Jack, that the beast is less pure, his blood is not pure. But maybe since the last time we saw him, he's overcame this and has become more of a pure-blooded Hanma, which could be interesting and may explain his big upgrade in wideness, but I'll talk more on this later. He mentions his height, which is the same as last time back in the Musashi Miyamoto arc, 243 centimeters. However, we don't get his weight this time. Previously it was 201 kilograms, with it focusing on that he has reached this insane size while maintaining his strength and speed. Now here in the new chapter, the old man does say even stronger, so maybe over the time skip he's had an increase in strength, and that would explain him looking a lot bigger muscle wise and his overall thickness. So yeah, rather than getting taller like he's done previously, he's focused on gaining strength, which he didn't really gain in his last mini upgrade or whatever. They then talk about Jack being defeated by Baki and Motobe. No mention of Pickle, which is interesting. Maybe he doesn't consider it a loss because in the end he was stopped by Baki when heading back for the third time, and did kind of make Pickle scared of him, so yeah, it is kind of strange they didn't mention Pickle. But again, we see how Jack has changed, saying that's all from the past, but true, accepting his losses and that he's let all of that go now. So we're finally getting a change with Jack. Maybe he did that special Hanma training that Baki did back in the Death Row Inmates arc. Maybe this is the cause of his new development. We learn what Jack's training has been focused on, the strength of his bite, which also somewhat changed the look of his face, and knowing Jack and how he trains, it must have been pretty insane. He mentioned that Motobe shattered every tooth in his mouth. As such, he had all of them replaced with titanium teeth. Pretty crazy. I don't think anyone is going to stop Jack's bites now. And we then learn it's not just the material of his teeth and the strength of his bites that is increased. His martial art pursuit has been biting, which is quite wacky even for the Bakiverse, that he's travelled all over the world to complete this technique, even calling it the way of biting. So Jack Hanma with the biting martial art incoming. And I'm also guessing he did some other special Hanma training as well over the 2 years to change his, I'm guessing, worldview and stuff like that. Even though Jack is my favourite character, I wasn't really ever a fan of his biting, but this has got me somewhat interested to see what he can do with this way of the biting martial art. It's most likely going to be very insane and very lethal considering what he's done with bites previously. Then the final line from Jack during the chapter: Right now, I'm thinking of taking a bite of Sumo with his menacing smile here. Seems like we'll be getting the Jack vs Sukune fight, or it is possible Jack could go and take out all the other sumo guys first, like go on a massive gauntlet taking them all out until making his way to Sukune. But I'm guessing challenging Sukune is the most likely outcome, and to be fair, I don't really want to see the other sumo dudes anymore. So this could be the start of his redemption, and the big, very close fight for Sukune, who has had his fight with Baki, which sadly got cut short, but I think most people can agree he was clearly outclassed in that fight. He zero-diffed Oliver in certain circumstances and zero-diffed the other sumo guy, and then of course didn't stand a chance against Yujiro, as pretty much no one really stands a chance against Yujiro, meaning he really hasn't had a long proper fight where he can go all out and see what he's truly capable of. Until now, a full proper fight with Jack to get a proper scale for both characters, but as I said, this is Jack redemption time. My want of course would be Jack to just kill Sukune like zero diff to move past all the sumo stuff so I can rank Jack much higher on like a tier list, but that's more of a dream, and the way Sukune has been treated so far, I doubt it would go like that. But I do think Jack will win this fight and will transition into the next arc. But him getting pushed to pull out his demon back would be one of the most hyped things in Baki, something we've all been waiting for, confirming that he's overcome his unpure Hanma blood to become more pure, and maybe in conjunction with a scene from Yujiro saying that he was wrong about Jack, which of course would be huge as well, and then proceeds to defeat Sukune in Demon Mac form, which of course would also show respect to Sukune, pushing him to pull out the demon back, and will kinda end his whole journey of going from one place to fight to fight to fight, which has kinda been what we've seen so far from Sukune, making him more of like a side character slash fighter now, similar to Doppo and Goki, where he focuses more on his own training after being humbled by pretty much 3 Hanmas at this point, and would be the official end of the Baki whole sumo arc. But the question would be, what would the next arc be? And how many more arcs would we even get? It's been 30 years of Baki's serialization, so I'm not sure how much longer it will go for. But arcs that we do want is another fight between Baki and Yujiro to most likely end the series. Potentially the alien stuff that they kinda hinted at and mentioned. Maybe a Hanma like family or history arc, which we've all been waiting for. Just a whole lot of possibilities, but I'm not sure how much more we're going to get. And maybe regarding Jack, maybe he won't have a demon back. Maybe he'll have the demon jaw or something like that due to his, way of the biting martial art, and will have something different. As Yujiro kinda focuses on having the demon back, Baki has the demon back, but it's more so about his demon brain. Maybe Jack can have something unique as well. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the recent Baki chapters and just some discussion. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. If you want to talk more about Baki, join the Discord, follow the Twitter for more greatness. And as always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.